Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drowning Fish Podcast. How's everyone doing? My name is George. It's absolutely not George. My name is King Richard II. All right, I'm going to stop talking like this now and go back to my normal voice. How's everyone? Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm going to try to not talk like an infant. How's everyone doing so far? So good. All right, so if you're not doing good, I don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't. Merry Christmas, everybody. It's a good Christmas. I received plenty of love, plenty of gifts. That's what Christmas is all about, is receiving presents, expensive presents, and just telling them thanks for everything, because that's what life is all about. It's just take. No, but on a serious note, man, Merry Christmas to everybody out there, and I hope everyone's having a really, really solid Christmas. I remember one Christmas. A lot of you guys know I was raised Pentecostal, and one Christmas, Pentecostals, we don't celebrate Christmas because they see Santa Claus as like a made up fairy tale. I don't know if this is all Pentecostal people, but for sure my family or the church that I went to did not celebrate Christmas. But I remember one Christmas in specifically one Christmas, or I think it was the day after Christmas. We went to JCPenney's and we were buying like new pants or something. And the cashier looked at me and she was like, "What did you get for Christmas?" And I was like, "Nothing." And then like she looked at my parents like with this mean look, and then they started laughing. And then I was like, when you're little, you don't know what the fuck's going on. So I thought that was I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I thought that was pretty funny. It must be a little bit embarrassing for parents to hear that from your kid, like, "What did you get for Christmas?" And then they'll be like, "Nothing." But I'm trying out a new way to record these podcasts here. I'm doing a long way because I think it looks a little better, specifically for like TikTok or Instagram. YouTube, it's going to look like shit, so I do apologize for everyone looking on YouTube, but it's not going to be a long podcast. It's not going to be a short podcast. Got to keep these at least 30 to 40 minutes long because the editing is becoming a big problem. And I don't like problems, guys. I'm going to be honest here with you. But we're going to talk about just some funny shit that's been going on, and then just random shit. Again, it is Christmas. The Green Bay Packers played the Cleveland Browns today, not too long ago, about 20 minutes ago. On Christmas. It is 7:53 right now. We won. So it's looking good. The Cleveland Browns put up a good fight. Our defense needs a little bit of work, or we probably will lose the Super Bowl like we always do, or in the playoffs. But if we don't fix that right now, it's gonna be trouble, man. And if you're looking at the video right now, this is actually my fiance's shirt. It's a Christmas Story shirt, and it fits a little snug because I'm a big guy. But I'm rocking it. I'm doing what I got to do. It's Christmas. All my Christmas sweaters are from last year's snug because, like I said, man, I'm a big guy. Got a little big this year, man. Get off me. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get back in shape. Yeah, man. So Christmas, there's a couple places here in town that were open, and I'm not really for that or against it. I really don't give a fuck. But if my job, obviously, we closed on Christmas and we got half a day on Christmas Eve, so I think that's pretty good. We got the chance to give people a Christmas Eve experience, so it was fair, and I'll take it. But a couple places here in town were open, and it's kind of weird driving, or I didn't even leave the house today. I haven't left the house all fucking day. But my fiance left and she said that there was no traffic, but there was like Waffle House was open. This Japanese steakhouse was open. I think she said IHOP was open. And I'm like, dude, there's no fucking way. Obviously, gas stations, they don't close for nothing. Like, the end of the world could be right here, right now, and gas stations would still be open. If it was up to me, man, I wouldn't be working on Christmas. But then again, I have worked on Christmas before. I was actually a food server back in the day. I think it was like 2017. I was a food server, brand new, and dude, I made like 20 fucking bucks that whole day. I worked a double shift, and I left that night. I was pissed, and I was like, dude, I'm probably gonna work like a couple more shifts and quit. And I did. I ended up doing that. It was a Japanese steakhouse, and they don't close at all. Like any holidays, they don't take no fucking days off. That's why they're like decades ahead of everybody, because they don't take days off. But anyways, I worked at Christmas, and like I said, I didn't make any fucking money, bro. It was sad. Mostly because I didn't know what I was doing, but at the same time, like, you'd expect people to tip really good on Christmas, and that's not the point. Or that's not like, that never happens on Christmas for some reason. So I'm kind of glad that I gave that job up. It was shitty, but it's in the past, and you live and you learn. But I did go to Popeyes not too long ago, and I love Popeyes chicken, man. I actually used to work at a Popeyes chicken back in the day. I worked there twice. I quit, and then it was kind of a summer job type of thing. And then the summer before college, before I was going to go off to college, I worked there. I worked 2 jobs, and I worked at Popeyes. So I'm really familiar with their menu. I'm really familiar with how they cook their product, because I was a cook there. But like I said, I love Popeyes chicken, man. It's probably the only one of the fast food joints I've worked that I actually still enjoy their food. I worked at KFC for a long time too, like maybe, I wouldn't say a long time. It was my actual first job, like legal first job. But I haven't ate KFC since then, since like, I think it was like 2014 or some shit. But that kind of gives you a little bit about me. Like, I love food, but I'm not going to eat KFC. Anyways, I was at Popeyes, and they have Blackened Ranch, which is delicious with any kind of chicken. I actually want some right now, but it's Christmas and they're closed. But they have Blackened Ranch, and I was at the drive-thru the other day, and she was like, "Do you want any ranch or barbecue or anything?" And I said, "Yeah, give me some black and mild." And they were like, "Okay," and just started laughing. And I was like, "Son of a bitch! I said black and mild, bro. I meant to say black and ranch," which is funny. It's just that's actually not the first time it's happened. That's the second time that it's ever happened ever in my whole entire life. I've actually said that twice. That was the second time. And you would think that I would have learned, but I didn't. And you live and you learn, man. Like I said, you live and you learn. But it probably, that last time probably will not be the only time I say that. But like I said, man, you live and you learn. What else was I going to say? I'm just have my notes in front of me, man. It's Christmas, and I haven't put out an episode. Kind of just wanted to do a Christmas quick special real quick, and basically just tell everybody what I've been thinking and what I've been doing. I will tell you at the very end what I've been doing, and I told you last podcast I was working on something cool. But now this mic is literally falling, bro, because it's so heavy. All right. But now, I got the equipment, and I'm going to tell you what I've been working on. But I had this epiphany the other day, and I was thinking about, if I were Jesus Christ, how would I do things? And with my comedic mind, let me turn my mic down because you can hear my breathing. With my comedic mind, I would definitely send every atheist to heaven, just because I think that is the funniest thing. Just imagine an atheist dying and waking up in heaven, and you're like, son of a fucking bitch, man. Like a fucking. I'm sure atheists question themselves all the time, just like religious people do. But it's even funnier because you chose to be an atheist and not to believe. I'm not saying that I am a Christian. Not saying that I'm 100% on board, but I'm obviously not a racist. And I'm not a racist. I'm obviously not an atheist. But there are some atheist tendencies in my language. Obviously, like I don't think that Christians are out there like, oh, what would I do if I was God? Like that's not what they do. But oh man, I just got so much stuff in my mind that I need to unload. That's just some funny shit that I would do. I was scrolling on Instagram the other day and I saw these candles that they have like weird smells, right? They have like Chicago smell. They have like a hometown. They have a smell of states and shit like that. And where I live in Arkansas, so they'd probably make like a candle smell like a natural state, I guess. I don't fucking have a clue. But I thought that was an interesting take on it because there's obviously places that people don't want to live, like Mississippi. I'm sure other people look at Arkansas and they're like, man, I would hate to live there. It's actually not that bad. It's not the best. I'm sure there's shit out there that's way better, but like Northwest Arkansas is blowing up huge, and I'm just really enjoying that part of the. I don't live in Northwest Arkansas, but I live in like Central Arkansas, but it's only a 3-hour drive, and it's since it's blowing up, a lot of people are comparing it to like a new Austin, Texas, if you will. Austin, Texas obviously blew up in the last year and a half because of Elon and because of Joe Rogan and because of other entrepreneurs just taking their businesses there. And I mean, it's been on the up and up, kind of like Nashville, Tennessee, but a lot of these cities and towns that people live in are now becoming like business centralized. And it's a funny take, man, because you never know when your town will be next, when somebody's gonna, quote unquote, make it out of your town. So that's just like, you never know, man. You never know when your town's gonna be the next, LA or some shit like that. I mean, there's not gonna be a new LA in Arkansas, but I just read the other day they're making like a movie studio somewhere here in Arkansas, and it's just it's weird, man, because people are starting to kind of diverse into other places in the United States, and I kind of enjoy that, because used to you could to do like a podcast or to do anything like what I'm doing right now, you would have to actually go to like a radio or go to college for this, and you really don't now. Like you can pick up a phone, a few pieces of equipment, and you're good to go. But where was I? The candles. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but I think it's an interesting take because I saw it on Instagram, and if they make one for Arkansas, I'm gonna try and buy it because I kind of want to know what it smells like. Kind of sometimes it smells like when I go outside, it smells like, I don't know. It just smells normal, dude. I really don't. I don't know. Louis C.K. has been, I guess he's been doing stand-up again because this comic that I follow has been kind of like opening for him, and it's fun. It's a good thing to see Louis C.K. Back in a spotlight. I kind of joked about him in the past, but all jokes aside, man, I really enjoyed Louis C.K.'s work, and he is, I wouldn't say the best, but he is, a really great comic, and he's up there with the best. It's fun to see him up there, man. I mean, he made mistakes, and it's funny when people, make fun of your mistakes, you know, because there's a lot of comics up there that fuck up. You know, there's a lot of comics that do really fucked up shit. But at the end of the day, when they come back and they come back even better, and they come back with like, I wouldn't say a chip on their shoulder or not like an underdog, but come back like innovated, coming back with better material and just coming back with like that expression of any, like this shit can happen to anybody, you know? There's a difference between being canceled and just doing some really fucked up shit like jacking off in front of people. I don't know if that would be okay in today's standards, but it obviously wasn't back in the day when Louis C.K. did it. But I'm glad that he's back, and I'm glad that he's doing stand up again. I'm glad that comics that I know and that I've went out and I've seen perform stand up, I'm glad that they're opening for him, and I'm glad that everything's going good for him. Louis C.K. is a pretty decent comic. I'd say he's a good comic, actually. I listened to some of his stuff. A lot of his stuff is storytelling. I mean, a lot of the comic stuff is storytelling. He's not a punchline guy. He's just storytelling and tells you funny shit. But I mean, that's what I enjoy about just podcasting and things like that, is that we can get up here and kind of tell you what we think and give you a funny perspective on life. I need to, for a while now, I've been wanting to do a trailer for the Drowning Fish podcast, and I've been trying to learn how to make an intro for the Drowning Fish podcast YouTube page specifically, because usually when you get on YouTube and let's just say somebody just randomly clicks on my video, they don't know what the hell is going on. They see the name, they can scroll down to the description, but a lot of people don't do that. So a lot of people are like, what is this? Not saying that I'm getting 100,000 views. I'm just saying if there is, in the future, people will not know what the hell is going on. So I kind of want to put a trailer for a visual trailer for Spotify. No, for YouTube, and then an audio trailer for Spotify. Basically just kind of announcing what the Drowning Fish is. And when you actually go to Spotify, there can be a trailer at the very beginning of your page. Basically, it's going to be like a commercial, no longer than a minute. Basically, to win over the hearts of the listeners, because I know that, especially, goddamn, I can't talk. Specifically, when I read a book, I want that first page to catch my attention, and I kind of want that the same for the Drowning Fish podcast, because we've been gaining a little bit of more followers. It's not too many. I think right now I'm sitting at about 70 something. I know that in November we were looking at like 60 something. No, October we were looking at like 60 something. Now it's like 70 something. For what I've been pushing out, I think that's better than zero. So you guys know me, man. 70 something is way better than zero. So we're just going to keep going. We're going to keep doing this shit. And hopefully one day we get to 1 million, or first we got to focus on the first 100. I know that on Instagram alone, I think I got like 53 followers. TikTok, I really don't count that, because a lot of them I've actually scrolled through, and a lot of them are bots that just follow me. So I'm just like, dude, TikTok's just one of those pages where I'm just putting content out there, and if somebody decides to go on the bio and click on the links and just kind of explore for themselves, and by all means go ahead. But I'm not there to like push my content 100%. I just kind of share my like the audio is way better than the videos, I think, because the videos do give you a perspective on what we look like or what I look like. But at the end of the day, like, I think that more people are listening to the audio than actually looking at the video. But I'm not gonna stop. I'm still gonna do both of them. And there is somebody that reached out to me that they've been telling me like just feedback on the podcast, and they've been telling me like, hey man, I noticed that sometimes you get a little bit of a lisp. And that is true, actually. I've been listening to a couple of my podcasts, especially like I've been watching them too. Just trying to get a little better on camera placement and just looking at the camera a little bit more. And if I'm talking to somebody, probably paying attention to what they're doing instead of looking at the ground or looking away, because I do that a lot. I also move my chair a lot. Here in a couple of months, I'm actually going to be renovating this whole room that I'm in. I'm not going to be renovating like knocking the walls down or nothing, but I am going to be making it more into a studio. I actually have like what I want in mind, but it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take a little bit of money, but it's gonna be worth it, especially when I have guests over. It's gonna be nice, guys. So I can't wait to put that out there, and it's gonna be nice. What else was it gonna look like, or what else was I gonna do? I have notes on here, but I really haven't finished like my take on them. I have something that I've been thinking about for a while now, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna say what I've been working on last, because I think that's a really important part. That's gonna be a part of this podcast a little bit, but a lot of it is actually just me working on a side project that I've actually been wanting to work on for a little bit, but I just now got the tools for it. Perceived power is funny to me, because I've met a lot of people who think that they have power over other people, or they have some kind of chip on their shoulder, or I think it's just ego. Their ego is way too big, and then they become some kind of maniac. Or they like march around thinking that they run shit when they don't. I think that is pretty funny. You know, I've kind of done that in the past, but you kind of have to have some kind of, you got to get checked, or you got to check yourself sometimes, because it is funny, man. And you just don't do that. If you see this and you know that you can be an asshole or you can be a dick, just don't do it, because it's not worth it. I've done that in the past, and it's not fun. It's not worth it. You can lose a lot of friends, lose a lot of people that are close to you or actually help you in life. And it is, it is kind of a fucked up way to lose people that actually care for you and care for what you're doing. So in the past, like I said, I have done that, and I have reached out to people that have kind of not fucked over, but at the same time, like, not respected just because they weren't in my position. So I have reached out to them, and I'm like, hey, this is obviously I didn't behave in the right way, and I think that as a man, you have to know when to apologize and when to, like, take a stand for what you believe in, but at the same time, apologize if you really did fuck up. So I think that that's a good way to win over people. But if you're perceived, if you think that you're in power when you're really not, and you're just living every day, doing your day-to-day shit, and You don't know what the fuck's going on. You're gonna be in a heap of trouble, bro. And I can tell you right now, that's not how you're gonna win in anything. And sometimes you got to get checked. Sometimes you got to check yourself. But I was just reading through my notes here as I was saying that, and I was saying that somebody reached out to me telling me about my lisp, right? And I will agree with them. Sometimes I do get a little bit of a lisp, just because I think that it's different styles of recording. Like if I'm sitting here in front of a mic for a long time just spewing my brains out, I get a dry mouth. Like right now I'm about to have a sip of this beer and it's a little warm, but it's okay. It's liquid. It's gonna keep my mouth refreshed. That was actually really bad. Anyhow, yeah, and then the guy was trying to correct my language too, like correcting how I spoke and how I put out my like sentences, right? And I can tell you, I'm not perfect, man. I don't fucking claim to be perfect or put my periods and commas and shit where they belong. I don't even fucking do that. I never. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at my notes right now. There is not one period. Okay, I see a couple of periods and an exclamation mark, but there's no periods at the end of my sentences. And I do that, especially when I do notes. I'll do that because like the sentence never ends in my mind, right? Like right here, like earlier I said, all atheists go to heaven, no period. Just because that right there is an idea in my head. You know, if I'm writing something, then yes, I think periods and pauses are good. Exclamation points and question marks and shit like that. Punctuation, I think that's important. But when I'm doing my notes, when I'm speaking, I don't think that really fucking matters at the end of the day, because you've all heard me. I go on tangents and I just speak about random shit. But this guy, man, he's like, I don't know, man. I really do. I don't know what to tell this guy. Like, I'm not going to be perfect, and I appreciate the feedback, but I'm just not there. I really don't give a fuck. So if you don't got nothing good to say, don't even say it, dude. Just shut the fuck up. Because I'm not here to listen to community college English teachers tell me how to talk. I'm not gonna do that, dude. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to your shit. Because there's people, dude, I know 2 languages. There's people that are having trouble with one, so you can back the fuck up and get the fuck away from my shit. But that's basically it, guys. For that tangent there, I'm not mad. I promise you, I'm not mad at all. I'm actually quite enthused that people will reach out to me for something simple like that. Like, dude, if you wanted to be on the podcast, just tell me. But all right, the last thing, and I'll make this quick because it's already a 30-minute podcast. And I wanted to be 30 minutes, but I am, guys, working on drawing. And when I was younger, I would draw little comics, not even comics. I would just draw funny stuff in my binder or in my notebook. And I'm not like a professional drawer, but I would draw little things like stick figures, stabbing other stick figures and shit like that, right? Like shit kids do. And for a while now, I've been looking into NFTs, and I've been looking a big spokesperson for the NFT community right now. Besides Beeple, is Gary Vaynerchuk. And just because he's been talking about, you know, how music, art, drawings, video production, photography, things like that in the future, digital artwork, in fact, will be sold online for like a lot of money, right? And I totally agree with that, man. I'm 100% on board. I'm 100% with people creating content for people that want to listen. I'm 100% on board for people that want to listen to this podcast and contribute to this podcast, and not only DM me like, hey, thank you, but also view that I am not only capable of doing this podcast and editing and promoting and marketing and all that shit, but I also like to draw, and I like to draw like little stick figures every now and then, stabbing other stick figures, and I plan on getting bigger with NFTs. But for now, I bought a digital draw board, and I'll show it right here in front of my videos. It looks like this. It is a XP pen drawing pad, a digital drawing pad. Not sure on the model or anything like that, but it comes with a pen. I don't even know it's right here. Comes with a pen, and it looks like this. If you're watching the video, I'm sorry if you can't watch it. Obviously, if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple or Google, probably not Google. Not a lot of people get on there, but anyhow, I'm getting into the NFT world, guys, and I've been doing a lot of research, a lot of videos on how to draw a little better. But a lot of the shit that sells for NFTs are actual like dog shit. Not even dog shit, man. Like Gary Vaynerchuk draws just random stuff, right? And then he puts it on his NFT page, puts it in MetaMask or wherever your NFTs are going. And then just sells them. Obviously, I'm not here to like make $1 million or make a fortune out of this, but I am going to have fun. I am going to start my NFT projects, and I'm going to start uploading them hopefully here in a week. Now, I know I said I was going to tell you guys by Christmas. It's Christmas. Now I'm telling you what I'm doing. This is basically going to take all my time. With the podcast, with my job, and just living my fucking life like day to day. I'm going to tell you what platform I'm using. For now, I am drawing on Photoshop 2020, Adobe Photoshop 2020 edition. And that's what I'm going to be rocking with for until, I find something better. But as far as I know, there's nothing better than Photoshop. Just because that is like the best to draw on, I think, from what I've learned. And I don't have like years of experience. I've actually just dived in for like a week and then received the information. And now that's what I'm using. I'm using Adobe Photoshop. But XP Pen digital drawing pad, I picked it up on Amazon. Not very expensive. It comes with a USB-C to USB, and it's just connected to the back of my computer. And all you got to do is get on Photoshop, or there's plenty of other platforms that you can get on and just draw. And it actually works really well, guys. It works like if you put a lot of pressure down on a pen to the pad, it looks like real life. So hopefully this turns out to be a really good idea. If not, it is what it is. I'm still going to do NFTs, and they're going to be relatively cheap. Probably the first one is going to be about $20, something like that. And they're all going to be basically, like if you guys have been listening to the podcast for a long time, I had this really good idea of making t-shirts and just putting like little like stuff on there from the podcast, right? But actually a buddy of mine, Bo, told me that I should put a miscellaneous drawer picture on a t-shirt. And I was like, yeah, it's a great idea. And then I was like, well, what if I just do an NFT? What if I drew a drawer and put miscellaneous drawer and drew a cum sock or a cum underwear with that, I think that would be funny, and everybody who has been listening for a while will kind of understand that, and I think that'd be pretty fun to dive into. I think that'd be fun to draw, and if I were a fan of my own self, I think that I would buy that. I mean, it's just gonna be $20, and it's not gonna go directly to my pockets. I mean, yeah, it is. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna go in directly in my pocket, but I'm gonna distribute it for the podcast. You know, I'm gonna buy more equipment. I'm gonna buy more shit that helps me like get better at this shit. But I don't plan on getting rich off of it. If I do, awesome. But if most likely it's not gonna happen, it's just kind of a side project that I'm working on. Here in the future, hopefully when I get to like, the goal is 100, and I'm gonna end this real quick, guys. But I'm also gonna tell you another idea of mine. When I get to 100 followers, on Instagram or YouTube, it's not gonna be YouTube because YouTube, I don't even think I have like 10 subscribers. But on Spotify and Apple alone, I'm at like 70 something, right? When I get to 100 subscribers on everything, I will start making a Patreon and start putting more content on that. And unfortunately for me, because at some point I got to start monetizing off of this. But fortunately for everybody, there really is no bad part because you can buy it or not buy it. It's up to you. And it's not going to be really expensive, probably like $10 a month. All right. Some people go buy a pack of cigarettes every week or every 3 days. Just fucking subscribe for $10 a month, bro. 100 people, like, what's that? You know. Anyways, when I get to 100 people, 100 subscribers, the fans, I love you. Thank you so much. I will start a Patreon, and I will start putting content on there. Start putting more links on there to the things that I'm doing. And merch is coming. Like I said, it takes money to make money. And right now I'm kind of just gonna reinvest in making this office a little bit more into a studio, making it more to where it is friendly on the eyes when I have guests over, instead of it looking like a man cave, because basically that's what it started off as, in my gaming room. But man makes plans and God laughs, guys. So I can plan all fucking day. But that's what I'm planning on right now, guys. I mean, I didn't plan on making NFTs till maybe a month and a half ago. Because I saw a lot of people buying NFTs and I was like, man, I want to buy NFTs. You know, I want to get into that. And then I realized that NFTs were like fucking $15,000. And I was like, you know what? There's no fucking way. You got to be rich to buy that shit. But I am going to start making NFTs super cheap, $15, $20 each. And you're going to own the digital platform of that NFT. When I get to 100, I'm going to start a Patreon. I'm going to put more content in there. I'm going to put merch in there. I'm going to put giveaways in there. I'm going to put more stuff in there for everybody. And every now and then I might give away an NFT. I might give away merch. I might give away something. I don't know. We'll see. But thanks for everybody for tuning in, guys. Merry Christmas. And I appreciate everybody that tunes into this podcast. I really do, guys. Merry Christmas. Go spend time with your family. Stop listening to this fucking podcast. And have a very good rest of your day. Thank you.